so keep that in mind.
Yeah, hey, forget I asked.
That'll definitely do.
Ew. Join the Discord.
It was the least fun I've ever had playing this game.
A small but vibrant and extremely humble community.
No, I've seen the sleeves, but I'm like, you said you're suiting up, and then you put your sleeve on. Thank you for saying that.
Because I'm a demon on the keys.
Next thing I know, we're both dead. I immediately left the lobby.
In Vietnam.
What are they playing for? Are they playing to win?
Stay humble.
Stay humble.
Gift_curse. Rats. We are live. Welcome to the Dropshot, a Call of Duty podcast, episode number 118. Now, that was, of course, the dumbest comment in my Twitch chat at this time from Gift Curse.
Yeah.
Because I don't know who he's talking to, whom he's talking to, or about what or why. Missing context. Change it. Anyways, welcome to the show. Welcome to the program. Episode 118. Tonight is going to be an interesting episode. It's going to be a little different. It's going to be a little fucking different, dude, right? Because of a couple things. Number one, very light on changes this week. Very heavy on news. So there were a couple things that changed. We will, of course, get into that. But there's a lot of, like, crazy shit on the horizon, which we will, of course, be talking about today. And you may notice my guest here is looking a lot more handsome. He has a better surrounding. He has a tapestry behind him. His room does not... he hasn't painted the walls of his room whatever fucking color Tanner has, right? Just awful. The worst colors I've ever seen. And I've said this multiple times and he hasn't repainted his room. Don't know why, but let's move on. This is not Tanner I am joined with today. Tanner is once again absent. Once again, doesn't like you guys, doesn't like the podcast. I don't even know if he likes himself really, but that doesn't matter tonight because I got a very gracious friend of the program to fill in. And that is, of course, McBango, a.k.a. Bang, as I call him, because if it's not one syllable, I'm not saying it. Bango, welcome to the show, dude. A returning guest from the Warzone Roundtable. How you doing tonight, buddy?
Doing good. How you doing, man?
I'm fucking vibing, dude. I was just, as you guys may have heard, I got a guitar like 2 or 3 days ago, and I'm, of course, a professional guitarist now. So I'm very much chilling because I've just been fucking shredding, dude. Just shredding on the guitar. So I've been vibing. Bango's been playing with me a little bit too in the pre-show. And if you want to see that, by the way, if you're listening on an app, twitch.tv/Razanon past broadcasts, because I'm not putting that on YouTube. But anyways, thank you for filling in today, Bang. You got very good reception from the roundtable that you were on. I don't know how much of that feedback you saw. I would assume most of it.
Yeah, I saw a little bit of it.
Yeah.
It's good.
Yeah.
I was drinking, so I didn't really know what to expect out of myself, right? So
yeah, I hear you.
I figured let's continue that trend. So cheers to the Whistle Pig tenure. I'm gonna pretend I'm Tanner tonight and mention how much of a man's whiskey it is when it's fine.
True. Yeah. Well, raise your glasses to Tanner once again absconding with his co-hosting duties, not being here. But anyways, we're again fun episode. A lot to talk about, especially as far as news and things go. But first, a couple of announcements. So welcome to our new gold patrons. Call of Duty esports athlete, college professional, D1 professional, Prolamos. Oh, did you think I forgot Prolamos? I didn't, dude. So we have a college athlete for an esports team, Prolamos, on the Patreon, a gold patron. Welcome, dude.
Let's fucking go.
Let's absolutely go. Just teasing, by the way, Prol. Welcome, dude. Ryan B and Schuyler, our new gold patrons. Love to see it, boys. Thank you. Much appreciated. We got a lot of good shit coming your way. Also, welcome to our new platinum patron, Twitter Egg, which is, of course, a change it. But welcome, dude. Welcome. And thank you. Also, D-Rock upgraded to platinum as well. Thank you, D-Rock. Appreciate that, dude. Maybe you'll be at the live fucking call-in Q&A. Either of you. It would work for me. For sure. You know the vibes, perhaps. And welcome to our new Damascus patrons, Rex H and Arn 1387. Change that. Too many numbers. But thanks, dude. Thank you, Rex H and Arn. I appreciate it, boys. Much love. Welcome to the Damascus fucking tier, where all of the gods reside. And Os Ted upgraded as well from gold all the way to Damascus, dude. Skipping right the fuck through, and we appreciate that. Os Ted. I guess Ted. So Ted, thanks, dude. Much love. Appreciate you, brother. A couple things here. The last Patreon episode we did was a review of Outbreak, and it is now live. I think the last time we talked about it, it wasn't actually on the dumb app yet, but it is now. So if you wanted to get our review on that, then it is up. And then we got 2 more episodes coming this month. So 1 more for gold patrons, and then 2 more for platinum and Damascus patrons. So keep your eyes on that. Tanner's, of course, in Zion, so they're not going to come until, obviously, he's back and we record them, but they'll be, they'll both be up by the end of the month. Also, the note-taking fucking video for Patreon, I'm editing that as well. That's probably not going to be up until April. Probably early April is what I'm shooting for. But it's a pretty long video, and I doxed the fuck out of myself a lot in it. And I doxed many of you, actually, because I would like bring up Patreon when I'm like doing the notes or whatever. It's part of the process. So I'm editing that, and I'm just taking out parts of the video where, you know, I'm leaking your social security numbers. I don't really get your socials, by the way, guys, obviously. But yeah, so I'm editing that. That'll be up in April. And then the rendering video will also be up in April as well. Oh yeah, this is what I was going to do. Also, I was originally going to do the note-taking video thing and the render video thing as a Patreon kind of episode. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it on Patreon but everyone can watch it. So you don't have to be a patron to watch it if you want to. This doesn't strike me as a terribly interesting episode, by the way, either of those. But if you're into, you know, how the sausage is made, then it's going to be up there, like start to finish. And anyone can watch it. You don't have to be a patron to watch it, but you're going to have to go to our Patreon, patreon.com/thedropshot, of course, to see it. But if you go there, you want to see this video, it'll be free. You don't need to be a patron to watch it. You just got to go to the Patreon to see it. And hey, while you're there, sign the fuck up, right? Why do you think I'm doing that? Get scammed, right? It'll be free, but you have to go to Patreon to do it. So figure it out. Hold on one second. Dude, I think I have like a lemon seed in my throat. It's very annoying. So if I choke and die, it's been a good run. Let's move on. So anyways, yeah, those will both be free, and I'll let you guys know once they're up again. Also, we have a gameplay breakdown submission. I don't know why I said it that way. Submission from the Pastor Nick. Normally that would be taking place after the episode tonight. However, since Tanner's not here, we're going to start doing that next week, next Wednesday. So our first gameplay breakdown will be Nick. And then if any of you other Damascus patrons want your shit broken down, submit it in the channel in Discord. Join the fucking Discord, of course. And then we will cover it on Wednesdays after the pod. And then a couple other quick reminders. Go to @thedropshot on Twitter and see the pinned tweet. It has our schedule of shit we're doing for this week. So obviously tonight is the program with special guest McBango Friday, gunfight tournament, 1 p.m. Pacific time or afternoon. Patreon Hangout is going to be that night as normal. Live calling Q&A for the Platinum in Damascus is Saturday at 1 p.m. And then Saturday night, again, 7 p.m. as normal, will be that podcast episode. So a lot of fun shit coming up this week, in the next 3 days, in fact. So, mark your calendars, save this image, and figure it out. And shout out to the good pastor for making that little graphic. Very cool, very neat, very
that's
handy.
me in the background.
It is you in the background, yeah. Also, new Best of the Week submission is live. We got 2 very excellent submissions. One from the Pastor Nick, and then another from Magnolia Film Co. So if you never really watch our gameplay streams, but you want to see what they're about, youtube.com/the Dropshot podcast. We have a new playlist called Best of the Week. And the goal is every week, make a little 5-minute compilation of our gameplay streams for that week. Funniest moments, craziest clips, whatever, and put them there. The second one is really good. I really enjoyed it. Got a lot of spicy, nasty clips in there. Some laughs, great editing, awesome stuff. So shout out to Magnolia, shout out to the pastor, and make sure you guys check that out. Give it a like, push it up the algorithm. You guys know the deal. Also, I'm trying to set up Shadow Play so I'm in it more. It's not, but that wasn't. Also, okay. So I'll be in them more, probably. I just have to set it up, and it doesn't matter. But I'll be in them
a blender
soon. I'm entirely blended. Yeah. Update on the website. Last announcement here. They were saying March 22nd. It is not here, obviously. Now they're looking at April 2nd. Now, it might come early, and it might come a day early. Okay. If that happens, the website would be ready on April 1st. Let me be super clear with you guys. If on April... I don't make April Fool's jokes. Ever. They're not funny. They're not interesting. Get a personality. Be funny every day. Not just on fucking April Fools. Don't text your mom and tell her you knocked your girlfriend up. Don't tell your sister you got in a car accident. Stop it. Be an interesting person instead of indulging in this dog shit holiday called April Fools. Okay, number 1. Number 2, on April 1st, maybe the website's done. If it is, I'm going to tell you that. And if I do, it's not an April Fool's joke, because I'm not a piece of shit that indulges in this really shit holiday. I don't know how this got started. I hate April Fools. I hate it. I hate it in the same way that I hate people who are super into astrology and horoscopes. Right? Here's my theory. Here's my theory on horoscopes, right? If you're super balls deep into the age of Aquarius and what a Pisces will do in their 3rd month and 2nd week of a relationship with a same-sex partner, right? If you have a fucking diagram for how this shit works, you are fundamentally uninteresting. You are not an interesting person, and you have no personality to speak of. So what do? You just grasping for anything to just have an identity of any kind, and then you start posting on Facebook about Libras. So
I feel like you just offended half your state.
Oh, that's of course true. Yeah, California fucking loves their fucking horoscopes, dude. Their signs. People ask me what my sign is. I actually don't tell them anymore. I just say, not doing it. I hate you. Don't ask me that again. And I'd prefer if you left my vicinity, please. Fundamentally uninteresting people are interested in astrology. Fundamentally uninteresting because they have nothing else going on in their lives. Why else?
They're too busy recharging their crystals.
That is perhaps true. So if there are any Wiccans in the chat, they've of course unsubscribed from this broadcast. So astrology is not real, folks. Okay, we're in the 21st century now, or 22nd. Wait, no, we're in the 21st. Let's move on. That is similar to April Fool's. I won't be doing an April Fool's joke. All of this is to say, website is expected on the 2nd. Hopefully it's done by then. If it's done a day early, I'm telling you, and it won't be a joke. I promise. So, anyways. Any announcements from you, Bang?
No.
Okay. Just fucking with you. All right, boys and girls. That is that. Thank you for sticking in there. And now we're going to get this program started. So if you're listening for the jingle, here it is. We back. All right. Welcome to the program, guys. If you skip the announcements, I do of course timestamp these. Tanner, eat that delicious 10-minute timeout and think about what you've done. Try that. Try that.
Get scammed.
Absolutely shit on. Let me also real quick. All the support, all the love, all the bits, all the subs. Thank you, boys and girls. Gonna get to those at the end of the program because I want to be mindful of our dear guest host's time. So thank you guys. And I'm not ignoring you. I won't forget. Just hang in there. And I love you and appreciate you. Now, first section of the program would be playlist updates, but there were none. So we're going to get into patch notes. Not too terribly much to talk about here. There was a patch for Cold War on March 18th. Nothing really interesting changed, other than the E-tool will now behave basically the same as a knife in multiplayer. Apparently, they were requiring it to hit twice in multiplayer to get a kill. Now you only need to hit once. You also move a little faster with it. Whatever. I find that note kind of uninteresting too, but it actually relates to the game. So, what is an E-tool, by the way? Is that a real thing? Have you ever heard of this? I've never heard of it in any other context than this.
Well, I was just about to ask you, what the fuck is an E-tool?
Yeah, apparently it's like
I know
a
it's the
spade.
shovel.
Yeah.
It's the little shovel.
Yeah.
Obviously. But why do they call it an E-tool?
Okay.
So, it's your E-tool.
Yeah, I don't get it either. Yeah, okay, yeah. I'm glad you're in a blender because I have no idea why it's called an E-tool either.
It's dumb.
Change it. That's of course a change it. Absolutely. So anyways, that was really it for patch notes. The reason, changes are kind of slow this week and they were last week too is because they're ramping up for whatever the fuck Season 2 Reloaded and then also Season 3, which is going to be zombies. So that's why things are kind of slow. You shouldn't be terribly surprised by that. So next thing that did change, however, zombies are moving to the hospital in Verdansk. And in fact, they are already there. So we kind of talked about this before it happened. Now the zombies are in fact in hospital, and it is an experience for sure. The terminal is there as well. I've tried doing this once, and then we got third-partied, and then I never tried it again. Have you encountered these zombies at hospital, Bang?
Oh yeah, it's a lot of fun. So here's what you got to do is you got to have somebody up on the very top, all the way up on the top, watching 360 degrees around while the rest of the team takes out the zombies, because otherwise you will get third-partied. And if you don't control that top area, then somebody else will. By the time you're done, you're about to leave, you're going to buy your loadout, you're going to buy your teammate back. Somebody just shoots you in the top of the head. So you need to have somebody all the way up top, taking control, watching 360 degrees. Otherwise, you're fucked. But it's fun. It's not smart, but it's fun.
Interesting. Because are you saying you get up top and look into the room?
No, you just have somebody like watch for third party. You watch for the person because
from like
when somebody looks at their minimap and sees 40 guys at hospital, they're like, oh, well, that looks like fun. Somebody's killing zombies. Let's go third party them.
Interesting. Interesting.
But if you got somebody to at least warn you, you can stop what you're doing, get in a position, fight them off, and just hang out.
Yeah,
I've done that a couple times today.
Oh,
just
really?
hanging out.
Who are you running with?
I'm my buddy Oprah's pillow.
I've seen him around.
It's a good dude.
Nice.
He needs to join the fucking Discord, of course.
That's of course true. Yeah. The zombie. So like where the zombies are in hospital is like it's the least out of the way the zombies have ever been. Like in Shipwreck, they were very kind of out of the way. Since it was a new POI, it was still hot. But if you like secured the location, you'd be fine killing zombies there. You're like underground kind of, and it's like pretty well covered. For Hospital, you're on ground level, and you're like dead center of the map too. So it's like, yeah, you do need someone providing recon, not the contract, for that to work, I think. But I think the rewards and shit are all the same as they have been.
You should also, so like in the area where the elevators are, where you can go up that little zip line, there's that little like kiosk type building. There's like a mid roof you can get on. Have somebody on top of that, because if somebody's going to try to third party from the ground level and they come in, they're not going to be able to see you up there until you're shooting at them, because they're going to see one of your teammates shooting at a horde of zombies. And if they're up there not getting hit by zombies, they don't have to run around. They can just keep their head on a swivel, watch all the entrances and all that shit. If you have somebody up there, you're more likely to survive the horde of zombies, get the card, open the box, than you are if you just stay ground level, don't have anybody doing recon, don't have anybody on that mid-level roof.
That's exactly what we did. It was me, Tanner, I don't remember who else, but it was either 3s or 4s. And we were all just in the room killing zombies. And then, of course, someone just came in, gung-ho, just ripped us. And that was not fun or exciting. But
you didn't hear him come either way. So, no.
Yeah, you can't hear shit. Yeah, you really do have to have. That's a good idea. Have someone run recon. So, anyway, that's that. Zombies are in hospital now. All right, we're back. Sorry, I went to make some tea. There's something's going on with my dumb fucking throat. I was trying to throw up in the toilet, but I can't. So if there are any bulimics in the chat, DM me. That's a joke. We don't support eating disorders. Let's for sure move on. Okay, next news item here is so yeah, zombies are in the hospital. Cold War crossbow disaster is what I've called this. So basically what happened was, like, I didn't follow this super closely, and I think we actually alluded to this earlier. Like, people are it's like the crossbow was unlockable, and then it wasn't, and then it was like fucked or something. I don't know what's going on with this crossbow. Did you follow this at all, Bang? Because you used it, didn't you?
Yeah, I used it in Plunder. So it's it was available in the boxes. Picked it up randomly. Yeah. Gotcha. Got on top of a building in downtown. Looked at people at hospital. Saw a guy. Aimed my red dot. A red dot's width above his head. Fired. Hit him in the chest. Dude, yeah. It's way too good. It's going to be busted. I mean, not really, because nobody's going to fucking use a crossbow, right? But it's good. It's way too good compared to the Modern Warfare crossbow. It has way too high a velocity. Does, I mean, good damage. The damage it should, but the velocity is just absurd.
That's interesting. I remember when this was announced, I was like, do we need another crossbow? Like, what's going to be different about it?
We don't.
Yeah, that's the thing about a new crossbow is you can't make a crossbow different. It's either going to be strictly better or strictly worse than any other crossbow in a video game. Like, how do you make it like Cold or M-Dub M13 versus Grau in multiplayer? They're both good. They're both very good. They're different, but you could pick one or the other depending on what you're trying to do. But two crossbows, I guess what you could do actually is maybe like faster velocity, also slower handling, or reload. I guess you could sort of balance it, but I don't know. Whatever. Anyways, there was a whole fucking fiasco that I didn't understand at all, because I can't imagine getting mad about a crossbow. So this tweet from Charlie Intel, Treyarch says players who unlocked the R1 Shadow Hunter before it was removed will have their unlock challenge progression set to 14 out of 15 until the weapon is fully released. And you will retain camo progression. So basically, people unlocked it, and then Activision relocked it, and then now, since then, it has been unlocked again. And if you did unlock it, and then they fucking removed it from the game, and then they reintroduced it, you'll be 14 out of 15 match completions to your progress. So it's in the game now. They said it was going to come tomorrow, but it actually came today. So it is officially available in Cold War and in Warzone. You can do the challenge for it, or you can get it in a store bundle called Archaic Range. So you just used it from the box. You didn't actually unlock it, Bang?
No, I just used it from the box, and this was a couple weeks ago. It was in the game.
Yeah, it was a while
Maybe
ago.
that's when they released it accidentally, possibly. I don't know.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, I think. Yeah, probably. Yeah, I don't know.
I'm gonna have to get gold on it, though. Of course.
Are you? You're gonna have to.
I got gold on the Modern Warfare one, like the weekend
Really?
after it was released. Yeah, I fucking grinded that out.
Dude, I was going to. I don't remember why. But
Mounted
I played
kills,
with it
maybe?
for, I swear to God, 5 matches, and I was like, never mind. I don't care. I'm not doing this. I refuse.
You have to get like the 75 mounted kills or something like that with it.
Yeah,
Mounted kills with a crossbow? Really?
that sounds not great. Yeah.
No, it's not.
There was something too. I don't remember, but yeah, I gave up on that. So you're a stronger man than I am. So.
Or
Anyways,
dumber. I don't know.
well, that's perhaps true. You are here right now, so that's that for as I said, patch notes. Really, not much going on because again, they're preparing for, of course, season 2 Reloaded and season 3. But now we're into news, upcoming changes. First of all, double XP, double weapon XP, and double battle pass XP will be live March 26th. Which is, I believe, Friday, to March 29th in Cold War and Warzone. And then PlayStation players, of course, get 24 hours early extra starting tomorrow, the 25th, on Thursday. So that's a good way to kind of grind out those last couple tiers, level up some guns, whatever. That is coming. And then, mid-season 2 update. Charlie Intel wrote quite a detailed article on when it's coming out and what to expect. Now, a lot of this is like speculative, but it's very heavily based on the like evidence and common sense. So I would say pretty much everything we're going to say here is like virtually guaranteed. So number 1, most likely April 1st. Is what they're saying. Because usually it's on Thursdays. The timing would make sense for it to be this week. Or next week, excuse me. Ergo, it would be next Thursday. Which is... Would they do that on purpose? Release the Season 2 Reloaded on April Fools? I'm so mad that this day exists. But anyway, go ahead. What do you think?
Maybe. I don't know. It's
I wonder if they did
Activision,
anything.
what do you expect?
Yeah, I know. I wonder if they did anything last year for April Fools. Hard to say, but
I can see them tweeting something out on social media and not actually doing it.
dude,
Like, oh, hey
can you
guys,
imagine?
anti-cheat is announced. This is what we're
Dude.
doing. Just kidding. We don't care. And then, yeah.
I swear to God, if they did that, like, hey, on April 1st, blog post, guys, I know it's been 14 months, right? 14 months, and cheaters have been raping you every match.
It's been rampant.
We've heard your pleas, and we will, in fact, be effective immediately. We have an anti-cheat. And then they say April Fools. The audacity if they did that it would be so funny that I would actually respect it. Because we're obviously not getting an anti-cheat. It's a foregone conclusion. But if they joked about it, I would laugh really hard. They'll never do that, of course. But I do wonder if they will release it on April 1st. Because also, I don't know. It's weird. But we'll see. Most likely April 1st. If not, probably that Friday would be my guess.
What do you mean? They do have an anti-cheat. It's Tom, Jim, Steven, and Carrie and Terry at the office. Going over all your,
it's so
all
crazy.
Your reports and reviews.
Yeah, we are the anti-cheat. The fucking dipshits who continue to play this game and report people. We're the anti-cheat. Because no one gets banned without some ape like me fucking reporting. So dumb. Anyways, whatever. Most likely April 1st. First of all, Mansion is a new gunfight map. A lot of this info was pulled from the Season 2 roadmap image that they always release when the season comes out. So basically, you compare what's in the game versus what's not on the roadmap. Ergo, whatever hasn't been released yet that is on the roadmap, probably coming out for next week. So Mansion's one of those things. Golova is another thing that is coming to multiplayer for Cold War. This is currently only an Outbreak, and I was very curious why that was the case. But it looks like they're going to be adding it to Cold War. If you listen to our last Patreon episode, Tanner and I were raving about Golova. Love the map, how it looks. It feels very Battle Royale-ish. So I don't know how that would translate exactly to multiplayer, but nonetheless, very excited. I'm even more excited because I'm hoping it'll be a combined arms map, but I don't really know. Have you played Outbreak at all, Bang?
I have not. I've yet to try it.
Have you seen any like pictures or anything of Golova? I would assume not, right?
Yeah, that is correct. I have not. Let me look it up. Golova.
Very much reminded Tanner and I of classic BR map. It was just a classic BR map feeling. Yeah. And it felt...
Oh, yeah. There's a lot of buildings, a lot of structure.
Yeah, there's like a little town, but then there's a bunch of just open, like, hilly terrain surrounding it.
Good.
Yeah, I know. Very BR-like.
I can't wait for people to be in my line of sight.
Yeah, for real. Yeah, not in an 18-story building. Amen.
Right.
I'm hoping this comes as a combined arms map rather than a fire team map. When I played it, like, I played it a couple times playing Outbreak. But when I try to recall how big it is, I can't really tell. I can't tell if it's Firebreak sized or combined arms sized. Like, it doesn't seem like it's bigger than Crossroads, which is a combined arms map. So I'm hoping it's a combined arms map because that's my favorite Cold War playlist. And we've had the same maps since launch day.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping Golova gets added to that, but I don't know. We'll see. How much do you play much Cold War multiplayer, Bang? You don't really, huh?
Yeah, I gave up on that because I realized very early on the best guns are light machine guns and snipers. Snipers having way too big of hitboxes, the aim assist, no flinch. There's no skill involved compared to what traditional sniping is in an FPS. Whereas you got one bullet, you have to precisely place it where it needs to go, and there's no room for error. Well, in Cold War, there's a lot of room for error.
True.
So it's not fun. It's not impressive. If I get killed by somebody who does a 360 no scope and then wipes my entire team, it's like, yeah, good for you, but not that impressive.
Yeah.
So I just stuck to light machine guns because they're also overpowered, but yet they're not as crazy. And I've been raving about the M60 since day one.
Really?
So I haven't played recently a lot of Cold War. No, because the only gun that's a lot of fun for me is the M60.
Yeah. And that's not, yeah.
I feel trapped. I feel forced to play a certain way because of skill-based matchmaking. When lobbies get so sweaty that I have to fucking lean forward and really try. What's coming out? Big Daddy, M60. I don't want to always have to use it, but
Yeah,
the game forces me. It
Especially
literally
with
forces my hand.
LMGs, dude.
Yeah.
They're just so goddamn good. It's so crazy.
The game forces your hand to play a certain way, and that's not fun. I like freedom.
Yeah, I hear you. True. So, okay. Well, that's fair. Either way, as far as I'm concerned, Tanner would have probably said about the same thing. He doesn't play much Cold War either. But we played some Outbreak, whatever. I'm hoping Golova comes to Combined Arms. I'm very excited for it. So that is that. Maybe I'll play Outbreak again to get a sense for how big Golova is. But whatever. Also, Miami Strike Daytime is coming to Cold War as well. So this is gonna be interesting. Treyarch tweeted about it. Suns up, guns up. Miami Strike comes to 6v6 next week with a new close quarters layout and 24/7 playlist. And here's their little video. I won't play the sound. Cool. I won't play the sound. But this is just kind of like a sneak preview of the new map. I'm curious how Miami would play. Like this image right there. This reminds me so much of, oh my fucking God, what's the map? Holy shit.
I'm trying to.
This is a
so
COD 4
that's
map.
like
It was remastered.
that's the building structure on the one side, right? That's all that is.
This is
It's like the main big street would be at the bottom, right? At the very bottom of that little map on the bottom left corner, like the main street when you spawn in Miami would be there, right? So that building's above that I'm looking at here. Is that what I'm seeing? It's like where that van
What
is
am I looking
on the
at?
main image is on the right hand side if you spawning on. God,
I'm in a blender.
I
I
don't
don't
know
know.
Yeah, no,
I
I know what
actually
I'm
don't
looking
know.
at, but I don't know how to explain it.
Oh.
So it's basically like from one side of the spawn, it's literally this whole map that you're looking at is just on one right hand side of the map or the left hand,
So
respective
the
of
beach
what they
side
spawn
or
at.
not beach side? Not beach side.
Not beach side. That's the best way to explain it.
Yeah.
Opposite of that, right?
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
That's what that's looking like.
Yes. Yeah, definitely. Definitely. The beach does piss me off. Dude, the more I play Miami, even in 10s, I fucking hate it. And I don't think it's just because of the visibility. I think there's too much clutter and there's no clear mid lane. So it's like it's kind of a 3-lane map because there's beach, there's mid, and then there's that like right side flank toward the harbor or whatever, where those boats are docked. But the mid lane is effectively not a lane because you'll die if you run through it because everyone's sniping it.
You
So it's
literally
really like
can't
a weird
move through
2-lane
that.
map. Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just don't like Miami. So maybe Miami Strike will play really well. Another thing too is like, there is, what's the map? Crossroads. Not a great map. Don't really like Crossroads. Crossroads Strike is a fucking excellent map. It's an exceptional map. Because Treyarch's been pretty good about picking the right sections to kind of section off, not to be redundant, for these strike maps. So I'm excited to see how this plays. And it'll be daytime, which will be cool too. So that is coming as well.
That'll make a big difference daytime too.
100%. 100%. And now we're getting into, I think, one of the reasons I'm happy that Bango is here today. We have a new sniper rifle coming to Warzone / Cold War. The ZRG 20mm. And McBango, as the resident Dropshot sniper, is joining us to talk about this. This is like the last thing that hasn't been released in the game in any way that is on the roadmap for Season 2. So this is in all likelihood coming next week. ZRG 20mm. When Tanner and I were talking about this, initially, we showed a screenshot, and it's like a 6 feet 2 inch long gun. Like there was a dude standing next to it, and it was literally taller than him. So I would expect this to be real slow handling, high velocity, hard hitting. But who knows with Activision? Do you know what this gun is? Does the name look familiar? What are your thoughts, Bang?
Absolutely not. I have no idea what it is, but I'm looking forward to using it. Because, like, for me personally, I don't give two shits about ADS time. That's one of the common things you hear people, say, oh, the ADS time's not good enough for me. Well, that comes down to your own personal timing and when you're peaking and when you're starting your aiming. Like, if you have a slow ADS sniper rifle and you're going to peek an object, you have to start ADSing before you come clear the cover you're behind, right? So that your scope comes up quick the moment you're able to see somebody. So it doesn't deter me personally, but it really excites me, the basic description you guys gave the first time, talking about how it's capable at super extreme ranges.
Yes.
That means nobody is safe.
Yeah.
Nobody
exactly.
is safe.
I'm hoping, exactly. I'm hoping that it's just like an HDR on steroids.
Oh God, I can't wait.
So it'll be the new sniper for example, if your favorite thing to do in Warzone is to land on top prison and snipe at everyone, this will be your gun. Because you can just shoot anyone, like anywhere, as long as you can aim your reticle at them. That's what I'm hoping this gun is. Because if it's not that, what else can you do with a sniper? What else is going to make a unique sniper that we don't already have? We have a car.
My prediction.
We have a HDR. We have SPR. All these like guns that fit niches. I don't think there are many other niches to be filled. But what were you going to say?
My prediction is it's going to be like the broken SPR, but for like 800 meters. It's going to be so busted at launch that you're going to be able to shoot somebody out of a chopper from further than you can live ping them from with hit scan capability. That's just what I'm guessing.
Yeah. It's
going to be way too effective. And if it's not, and it is balanced right, and it just does have insane velocity, does have really flat trajectory, then the way that they could balance it is just make the handling so dog shit that nobody wants to use it. How often do you see somebody using an M82? Despite how capable it is and how effective it is, as far as how fast he can team wipe somebody with it.
Yeah.
If you just boom, 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 and you're hitting headshots with that, you team wipe people fast. But nobody wants to use it because it weighs you down. It takes forever to get up to your eyeball. And nobody's going to use it. They're going to use the Kar 98 because it's the easiest sniper to use in the game.
And TikToks look cool.
It has the most insane one-shot capability.
Yeah.
Flat trajectory, fast ADS time, really good velocity. Kar 98 is way too easy to use. And it's going to be the direct opposite, I'm guessing. This new sniper is going to be the slowest, most difficult, hardest to use. It's going to be cool. It's going to be gimmicky, but nobody's really use it, is my guess.
I agree with you 100%. 1,000%. In the same way that very few people use an HDR. Like, HDR works well. It's a good gun. It is the long-range sniper in Warzone. But people don't use it because all of their favorite TikTokers upload car montages, and the car is like a great gun, and it fills a purpose. But I totally agree with you about that. So either way, if it turns out to be right that it is like the long range, high velocity sniper that that I was alluding to, that'll be interesting, and I'm definitely going to give it a try. The thing about Cold War snipers too is like, dude, I would be more inclined to use all of them if the sights were better. All the optics are shit. Even if the ballistics are good, it's like the optics are bad. And like the Vulture custom zoom works well and it's effective, but it's different and it's a lot. And it's variable rather than binary. Yeah, it takes
time to zoom in to the magnification you need for those long range shots.
Yeah.
You gotta,
it does.
Not only are you adding ADS time in general by equipping it, but it takes time to zoom in from the 1x or the 2x, whatever you're using. And the lens is so dirty. Like if you're using the 2-20, it is so dirty you can't see shit through it. And I find myself bitching about it a lot as I use it. I'm like, God, this is so hard to see through. And then I use an HDR. I'm like, clear. I
Yeah.
can see everything.
I know.
It's so clean.
I know.
Despite the utility of having 20x zoom and the ability to precisely pick somebody's head from a head glitch 450 meters away, it's terrible. It really is. As much as I love it, it's terrible. And I don't see this new sniper being any different. Yeah. It's going to be a niche weapon. Nobody's really going to use it, but you'll see people out there making use of it.
Yeah.
For sure.
True.
I'll play around with it. Absolutely.
I think the one saving grace it might have, I'm not super optimistic about this, but if the default optic is like a good enough optic, this can be pretty good. Like if by default it's super high velocity, super long range, and it's like a 9x instead of like the regular 8x on like an AX50. And it's like relatively clean, I could see it being like absolutely usable.
If it doesn't have really good magnification on the scope, it might be worth for what it's intended to be good for. So like magnification, velocity, extreme distances to reach out and touch somebody from across the map. But if the zoom isn't adequate, what's the point? You might as well use an HDR. And also, here's a good point. So if you're using the 2 to 20x on a Tundra and you zoom all the way in and you're looking at somebody that's in a window of a house, you're going to have to wait 10 seconds for your fucking textures to render.
True.
To even see.
True.
And there are distances you can't see at all because the textures just don't render. There's like a cutoff.
Yeah.
So what's the point of a super long range sniper that is capable of touching somebody from across a map if your game doesn't render past a certain distance when you have rifles capable of zooming at that distance anyways?
Exactly. Yeah. I know.
This game is still an alpha stage.
Good old Activision, dude. I was using the 2 to 20x on the Barrett, the M82.
Yeah.
And if I zoomed in pretty close to 20x, my game would crash. I think it's because of the scope, because I very, very rarely crash, but I crashed twice on the day I was using that. And I was like, I bet you it's this. And I was like, trying to zoom
about
in.
that.
So
and
I switched to
had
the
that.
1 to 10x.
I didn't get that until one of the most recent patches. Maybe a couple weeks ago, like 3-4 weeks ago.
Yeah.
And then all of the time I'd be zooming all the way in and the HDR said, fuck Cold War snipers. I'm done. I'm not going to crash in the middle of like the final fight with my team.
I know.
Like I'm done doing that.
Yeah.
I hate that.
Amen. So anyway, ZRG 20mm probably coming next week. We'll see what that will be like. Could be fun, could be good, but a lot of stars would have to align for the astrologists out there. And this is going to be a sniper for Cold War and Warzone. It's not an MW gun. No, Leia. If it was an MW gun, I'd be much more optimistic about it.
Yeah.
It's optic and everything, really. But it's a Cold War gun, and it'll also be usable in Warzone. That's why I'm, like, pretty skeptical that it's going to be good. But we'll see that next week. So, also, we're going to get some new operators, and I don't care about that. And then maybe a new Warzone mode called Plague. And we're going to get to that a little later, but this is very interesting. And this is the first time I had seen or heard about it. And I know why. We'll get into that as well. So, another little leak here. Treyarch tweeted a GIF of, well, here, just look at this tweet. The Outbreak zone is about to get even bigger. And then they tweeted a GIF, and it shows Dark Aether portal going through Sanatorium. Sanatorium is one of the Fireteam maps. I believe it is the newest Fireteam map. It is mine and Tanner's favorite Fireteam map, actually. And for whatever reason, it's not an Outbreak. So, like, Fireteam has Alpine, Ruka, Golova. Or wait, did I say Fireteam? Fireteam has Ruka, Alpine, Sanatorium. Outbreak has Ruka, Alpine, Golova. Very weird. I don't know why Sanatorium wasn't an Outbreak, or why Golova isn't in Fireteam or Combined Arms, but Now Sanatorium, it looks like, is going to come to Outbreak next week. So that is that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that'll be cool. In the GIF, it shows Sanatorium. That's why I'm saying that. So
Interesting how they took like the Aether little animation, that little tunnel, the purple shit, directly from Borderlands.
really?
Have you noticed that?
No, I didn't.
Yeah,
I
the
never played
animation,
Borderlands.
like, oh my god, like if you die in Borderlands, their little respawn animation that happens is like you're going through this like little warp tunnel. It's identical.
Interesting.
Identical, yeah.
I wouldn't put it past Activision to do something like
they
that for
they
sure.
literally ripped it off.
Yeah. Well, typical
Yeah.
is what I would say. So
Oh well. Moving on.
yeah, yeah. So yeah, that'll be cool though if you play Outbreak, another new map. That's cool. So also Charlie Intel tweeted this. Apparently, just like with Hospital, they were sending people scrubs. They're now sending people a pretty cute little piggy bank. I'm going to keep it a buck. That's a cute piggy bank. So Charlie Intel tweeted, zombies are heading to the bank in Verdansk next. This just arrived from Activision. So it's a picture of a piggy bank with a V on the side of it, like Verdansk, I guess. And there's a little note. And the note says this: Acropolis National Bank has been operating as a zombie institution for years, but nobody thought their assets would end up 6 feet under. Hope you have diamond hands, operator. Now, diamond hands, of course, is kind of a tongue-in-cheek little reference to the Wall Street Bets GameStop fiasco, which I like it. I liked that joke, so good job, Activision PR team. PR is great. Game isn't, but the PR has always been good, so good job there. But I have to ask, what bank in Verdansk? There's like 5, aren't there?
Downtown. The big bank.
Oh, like right under Trump, where the buy station is.
It's got to be downtown. Yeah. It's
Because
not
it
going to be
says
the little green one.
Acropolis National Bank.
Yeah, it's going to be the downtown one for sure. It's not going to be any of the little ones because there's too many of them.
Mm-hmm.
But there's only one big bank in downtown.
Yeah, you're right. That makes sense. So,
Yep.
I don't go in there too often. Doesn't seem like the interior is very big.
It is, and it's a maze. Jake
Really?
and I and L dropped there today. By the time we left there, we had like 25 grand.
Oh, is it that building?
Yeah, it's the giant building that's got like the staircase in the middle that goes straight up after you run in like 20 meters, whatever.
It's the one where the helicopter spawns on top.
There's a helicopter on top of.
Okay,
Yep,
I was
there's
thinking of a
vault in
different
the
building.
middle.
That building is
Yep.
a fucking maze. Yes. Yeah,
Yeah.
that is the bank because there's like a vault room too.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Interesting. So apparently that's where the zombies are headed next. I mean, as if there was not enough reason before to never land downtown. Here you go. Every fucking content creator is going to be landing downtown for this. So don't go there. I don't know. That's where the zombies are going next. So where is Hospital on the... Fuck, hold on. Where's Hospital on the map of Verdansk? Okay.
Look at your desktop.
I'm looking at it right now. Hold on. Okay, so Hospital's here.
It's like dead
So
center.
downtown is east. Southeast. Yeah.
Slightly, yeah.
So the
That
zombies
bank
are not
is, yeah.
going in a linear path. They started
No.
at Shipwreck. They went upright to Prison. They went way left and then a little up to Hospital. And now they're coming back down right to this weird bank in downtown. So who knows where the zombies will be next, but they're not making like a path through the map.
I mean, they come up out of the underground, so I guess they're in tunnels. Who knows? How do they get from a ship to like crawling out of the dirt? That's what I want to know.
That's an excellent question that I don't have the answer to. And neither does Activision. They don't know. I don't know. No one knows.
They didn't think it through.
Yeah. So I'm in a blunder about all this shit, but whatever. It's an allusion to, more things, which we're going to get into in a second. So, moving on. And Bango actually wanted to point this out in case I forgot it. In the hut near TV station in Verdansk, there's a map of Verdansk itself on the wall. Now, if you stay in the hut for a little while, the map on the wall will explode. Potential hint for what's to come.
Is that a map of Verdansk, or is that
the
map of the next? Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Because I watched the GIF, so hold on. Yeah, this tweet by Charlie Intel is actually a GIF, or it's a video. It's a video. Some dude just standing there looking at that map. It's Verdansk, and then it just randomly blows up sometimes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I heard that it explodes when he ADS at it, like you're trying to zoom in.
Maybe.
On it. Yeah.
Maybe.
The moment he ADS, it triggers it.
Yeah. Yeah. Where did you see this on Twitter? Because I just saw this today.
I don't know where I saw it. Could have been anywhere, Facebook or something.
Yeah. I don't know where I saw it, but well, I saw it on Twitter, but I was researching for it. So this again, you know, we've gotten so many hints now that Verdansk is going away. This is just more kind of confirmation. And specifically, a map blowing up seems to hint at the rumor that's been going around about, you know, a nuke coming into Verdansk after it's like overrun by zombies or whatever. So that is unsurprising. And then this next thing, this is an article written on Charlie Intel as well. Audio files for Warzone season-ending Plague game mode reportedly leaked. Had you heard about this either, Bango?
No, this plague mode?
Yes.
Nothing.
So neither did I. And this seems so interesting that I was shocked I hadn't heard about it. And then I read the article and I realized I didn't hear about this because this is a lot of speculation. So basically what happened is some dude was data mining and he found some audio files in the game, in Warzone, that are not currently being used. So one of them is like the guy saying, "This isn't the final hour. Avoid the infected at all costs." Another one is, "Don't turn into a zombie for Verdansk." Another one is, "We can't lose Verdansk. Fight those damn zombies." So based on that speculation, and I think a little bit more,
Are you dying?
oh no, dude, it's like it's coming, like it's like right there, and I just can't get it. I'm so annoyed.
Have you had your tonsils removed?
No.
You might have a tonsil stone tickling the back of your throat.
The fuck's a tonsil stone?
Google it. You'll figure it out.
It doesn't sound great.
They're not.
Yeah. Am I gonna need surgery?
No, you'll be fine.
Tracheotomy? You guys want to see an emergency trach? Hold on. Let me get a pen. That's what they do in the shows, right? Just fucking stab you in the throat. Anyways. Yeah, if I just stop talking, that's why.
You're gonna be breathing through a stoma.
Oh, those things, dude, remember those anti-smoking commercials?
Oh my god.
Where they were like, yeah, do that.
Oh,
very weird.
I've seen somebody smoking through a stoma, and I just thought, dude, really?
Yeah. Yeah.
Really?
Yep. That's the one I'm thinking of is this old lady who has the stoma, and she is smoking through it on like the anti-smoking campaign of like the 90s in this commercial. And I was like, Jesus Christ, that's aggressive. If you've been smoking so long that you need a stoma, why quit now? Right?
Yes.
Like, if you're that dedicated, honestly, it's like, dude, just send it. Honestly, at this point, your fucking throat got taken out. You might as well keep going. I don't know.
Why'd you even get the stoma in the first place? You should have just kept going. Oh, that's too funny.
For real. So, anyways.
Yeah.
That's a little aside. But, yeah. So this plague mode is Interesting. So yeah, again, there are a couple voice lines. I was reading the article, and I think the reason we hadn't heard too much about it is because there's a lot of speculation here. With that said, the speculation makes sense. Basically, the theory is this is going to be like a it's going to be like an LTM toward the end of the season that signifies Verdansk being blown up and not being playable anymore. So basically, their theory here in this article is that you load in and there are like plague zones, and then you have to try and exfil before they drop the nuke on Verdansk because there are so many zombies around. And like one of the possible endings is you get nuked because you didn't exfil in time. Another one is that you did. Another one's you died to zombies probably. So that seems like it could be fun. I don't care too much about LTMs in general because if it's limited time, I'm just not super interested. But this does sound fun as far as LTMs go. What are your thoughts on this, Bang?
So that's supposed to be like a time limited mode, like you have 5 minutes to get the fuck out of there, or what? Is kind of what it is.
That's the theory. Yeah,
I think that might actually be a lot of fun because that would make fights really chaotic towards where if you have to get to the exfil area, fights would get hectic as fuck on the closing minutes of Zero. Like the final minute or so would just be nuts.
Yeah.
That actually might be really fun. It would feel like,
I wonder if they would have
like
gas and zombies. They must, right?
I don't know. Like I had this prediction a long time ago that when the nukes were first revealed in Verdansk is that they were going to have a new type of circle. It wouldn't be gas just closing in. My theory was that all the bunkers throughout the map were exfil points that you had to get to, and a nuke was going to drop at 10 minutes into the match, and that if you weren't at one of those bunkers by then, you were dead. And then all those people who got to those bunkers got to fight it out underground in these tunnels, and that would be the final closing circle.
Ooh.
That was my prediction. But with this zombies thing, I can see it being a lot of the same vein to where you're going to be fighting for these exfil points. It's going to, instead of it being a circle popularizing everybody in the middle, it's going to force people to certain points of interest on the map.
Yeah,
this could be a lot of fucking fun. This could be really fun, actually.
Yeah, definitely could be. And also, by the way, dude, remember the Halloween event? And how insane that was? That was really good. It was really fun. And it was surprisingly, different than regular Warzone. Like, normally LTMs are like stockpile on St. Patrick's Day. All they did was they took stockpile, they made the dog tags into 4-leaf clovers, and then they put like a fucking pot of gold on the deposit circle, and they called it a new mode. That's typically the extent to which these like celebration events are, especially around holidays. But on Halloween, it wasn't just reskinning shit. Like that Zombies Warzone Halloween thing was entirely different, which I thought was very, very good and well done. And they had like the screen that tied in the challenges associated with it. And you had like 14 days. You can get blueprints and shit and other stuff. Very cool. And they could, maybe pull out something really fun and different for this plague mode as well. But whether or not it's even coming, I think is somewhat speculative. But the fact that the audio files are in Warzone seems to me like it's probably going to happen. And they're doing all of this buildup for something. I would not be surprised if they threw in an LTM like this on top of changing the whole map, which is very likely to happen. So
yeah,
that's kind of where I'm at. So
I'd agree.
Yeah. So 1 second.
Dude, you are dying.
Dude, I don't know what. I'm in a blender.
Ah, Jesus.
I don't know. Wait, my mic's
Go to
muted
the
for
doctor.
that, right?
Yeah. No, you're good.
Yeah, all right. I was gonna say that sounds awful to you guys. Sorry. Yeah. It just started happening like right before the podcast. Great timing, by the way, but whatever.
God, you're just so nervous.
I am?
Yeah.
What you said?
Yeah. You don't got Tanner here. You're just in a blender.
Dude, it's like right. I'm not nervous. I'm annoyed. It's right there. I feel like it's right there. It's like a loogie that's
Like-
right here, and I just can't get it.
You have a fucking tonsil stone. I guarantee it.
Oh, it's so annoying. I'll have to look into that. I don't know what that is, but
It's just like a calcium buildup of like food debris and
Oof.
bacteria and shit in the little pockets in your tonsils.
how do you
Comes
get
like
them
a little
out?
hard stone. You could either go to the doctor, have them do it, or you can get like a Q-tip and push on your tonsil, and
Oh.
you might see this little white thing up here. I had them once. It's like, what? God, like it was a tickle in my throat. I was always like, oh, all the time. Like there's something tickling in the back of my throat. It felt
Yeah, it must be it.
like food stuck there. Went and looked in the mirror. Yeah, you can gargle with salt water, like Leia says. That can help dislodge it.
Okay.
It's a common thing for anybody that has never had it.
Yeah, I don't think I've had my tonsils. I'm almost positive I haven't had my tonsils out.
Yeah.
Because that's normally tonsillectomies are like, not a baby.
They kind of stopped doing them because they realized it wasn't really changing anything.
Interesting.
From my understanding, I don't know, J-Web, where the fuck are you? Right?
I'll have to ask my parents. I'm pretty sure I still have my tonsils. That's probably what it is. So I'll look into that. But whatever.
You would know.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah. I don't know. Anyway, whatever. So now we're on to one more news item. This is perhaps the biggest news item of the week. That we've kind of covered everything for Cold War and Warzone. And now we are on to COD 2021. Rumor. COD 2021 will be called Call of Duty World War II Vanguard. I don't know where Vanguard came from. I've only been seeing World War II shit. But Charlie Intel wrote an article. A lot of people have been talking about this, how COD 2021 will be a World War II title. Many people seem to be malding about this. But, and perhaps for good reason, but there's a catch. Tom Henderson tweeted, friend of the program, renowned leaker, COD 2021 being set in an alternative World War II that doesn't end sounds really good to me. Once you start looking into Nazi Wunderwaffe and other experimental weapons, it does get interesting. Imagine if those weapons were fully developed. I don't know what that is. I don't research, Nazi Wunderwaffe. Just because it's set in World War II, it doesn't mean we're getting the standard World War II weapons and kill streaks, etc. In fact, this is going to be a fictional story where the war didn't end. It means we're getting a lot more. So basically, what Tommy Boy is saying, and I've seen other people saying this too, is like, it's kind of going to be World War II, but it's going to be like, not in the 40s, because it's going to be World War II as if World War II didn't end in 44 or 45, I think. And apparently this is similar to Wolfenstein. I don't know what Wolfenstein is, but World War II game in an alternate universe where World War II never ended. What are your thoughts on this, Bang?
So Wolfenstein is basically alternate reality to where the Nazis had crazy technology. And my initial thought when I heard World War II is going to be the next Call of Duty is something you guys had alluded to, is that there's no way you can innovate in World War II games, and that's why it's so overdone. It's the same shit.
Exactly.
It's the same shit in a different theater of war, right? Different area throughout the globe.
Mm-hmm.
But Wolfenstein is like super futuristic, even though it's World War II. And if they were to go that route, that's the only way they can really innovate. And that was kind of my prediction, is what I thought. And Wunderwaffe means wonder weapon. I looked that up. So
Like in zombies right now.
Yes. So what Tom Henderson was alluding to is basically it's going to be World War II, but with an alternate reality, as if there was other technology. So you're going to have your sights, your attachments, your dumb little shit that doesn't belong in a World War II weapon. And they're just going to try to modernize World War II. Basically, they're going to listen to the community and all the things they bitched about, but they're going to do what they want to do, and they're going to mash these two worlds together, and it's going to be terrible.
You think it won't be good?
I don't think so.
Interesting.
I don't think so.
So my thoughts.
I mean, maybe.
I don't know. I don't know. My thoughts were, first of all, World War II doesn't end in 45 in this alternate universe. Cool. So what time period are we talking? Is it like the 80s? Is it like Terminator where it like takes place in the 80s, but it's futuristic, but it's 80s futuristic? So it's like weird. Is it 2021? Is it 1950 or 60? Like there's a lot to be answered here. For sure. But what I wrote down is this is fertile soil for a potentially very cool game, both mechanically and narratively. So what do I mean by that? Well, mechanically, because if you have this alternate universe where there's a bunch of crazy German technology that's like super advanced and sophisticated, and we could maybe mean we get futuristic-y type weapons, which means cool weapon customization, unique weapon identity, and attachments matter, gunsmith matters, etc. And also maybe jetpacks come back, or like at least jet booster things where you can wall run again, or you can like power slide, like Omega power slide.
Good mobility somehow.
Yeah, exactly. Like some kind of more advanced movement, which I would be a fan of, because the better movement is in a video game, the larger the skill gap and the more you can outplay people. And then the inverse is also true. Like the less sophisticated the movement, the less you can do with movement, the less of a skill gap there is, because harder to outplay people. This was very obvious to me when I tried Titanfall 2 for the first time. And you can like power slide in that game. And there are crazy plays you can make when you can move your character well. This was when MW was out. There's no Cold War. Not that Cold War is much better, but the difference between Titanfall 2 movement and MW 2019 movement is startling. And I was like, holy shit, this is fun, dude. Like literally, like some dude's here facing me, right? And I'd just be running, slide past him, all while aiming at him the whole time. And then like by the time he's dead, I'm like behind him shooting him, just sliding around him, shooting the whole time. So fun. Tons of opportunities there. So mechanically could be very cool if it were, you know, futuristic-y. And narratively, fertile soil for a cool game, because you know, you can make shit up now. So you can like write a cool story, and you're not going to be tethered to the harsh chains of history or reality. I don't care about narrative structure that much, but for
if
many
it
people
plays well, it'll be fine.
Exactly.
That's the most important part. Like, it doesn't really matter the setting, because look how many people love Halo. What is that setting? What does that mean to anybody?
Yeah, exactly.
The setting is story, it's fictional. Yeah, it's got a good story, but it's a fictional setting, and it doesn't mean anything to anybody. But it played well, so people liked it. So
yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah, that's exactly where I'm at. So now, there are a lot of questions to be answered here, and a lot of people were malding when it was just World War II, and for good reason. Very little room for innovation. Can't really have a gunsmith in World War II. There weren't attachments really. Certainly not fucking 5 on one gun. And by the way, how many guns were used in World War II between all armies? 10? 12?
20 maybe.
Yeah. not much going on, you know?
Japanese had some cool weapons.
The Moisen Nagant, is that Japanese or is that Russian?
That's Russian.
Yeah.
I
Well,
believe. They had a cool light machine gun with a top-fed box magazine. I forget the name of it. That was really cool.
Interesting. Yeah, but whatever the case may be, not many. Not fertile soil for a very deep, like, create a class system or anything. Which can still be fun, for sure. And you can make character customization still pretty good if you, like, with perks and wild cards and things like that. But in general, people, the landscape is shifted, the consumer base is shifted to really want modern games. But if you do World War II and it's very futuristic-y, well, it'll feel like a modern game. And just like you said, Bang, as long as it plays well, I'm happy, you know? So that's kind of where I'm at. I don't know. In any case, that'll be interesting. We will no doubt see more on this. Not for a while. We'll get some leaks trickling in, but ultimately it's going to be a little while until we get any kind of new concrete information, I would guess. Although the next game does come out pretty soon. 6 to 7 months, I would say. But
is there any word on the reveal?
7 to 8.
Like official reveal?
No. Not yet.
Supposedly Battlefield 6 is May 7th.
The reveal is?
Yeah, they've reportedly stepped up the reveal date to combat Call of Duty and try to win over some of their fans. So,
oh, wow.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Good move on their part. Maybe.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Like Tanner said, dude, for Battlefield, if they don't nail this next game, they're basically dead. Like,
it's kind of the same with Call of Duty, though, too.
How do you mean?
Like, Cold War, I mean, it's kind of a flop. At least in my eyes, I think it was kind of a flop. Maybe it's more popular than...
No. In a lot of people's eyes, it's a flop.
Yeah. I think people are starting to lose faith, and they understand that they buy the game because it's stupidly fun, but they hate it. Why do people get so pissed off at it? Because they expect more out of it. They want something better. And I think people will reach a point where they're going to be fed up enough to where they're going to boycott a series. I've done it for multiple years for Call of Duty. I thought it was shit.
Yeah.
I didn't buy one for a number of years.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I played nothing but older games. I think there's going to be like ebbs and flows. And with that, there's going to be more opportunities for game developers to take the time to make a good game, to get back on the hype train and all that shit. I don't know. I don't want it to suck, basically.
Yeah.
Like, I really don't want it to suck.
I'm 100% with you there. Yeah, of course.
Like, so disappointed with Cold War. It was fun for like 3 weeks. As much as I tried to admit to myself that it was fun for that 3 weeks, it wasn't. But
yeah, I know.
You know?
I hear you. Yeah. I know. Well, yeah, there are definitely some problems.
It's going to be a big year. It's going to be a big year between the two
franchises.
Titles.
Yeah, for sure. The difference, though, is that Battlefield doesn't have Warzone to fall back on. Call of Duty does. I would say Cold War is a flop by Call of Duty standards. Many people don't like it or play it that much. And if you even go to Twitch, more people watch and more people stream last year's Call of Duty multiplayer than this year's. Has that ever happened before? Like, when's the last time that happened? And I think you know, Cold War's done great sales, but it's probably because you can level up guns for Warzone in Cold War efficiently. You know?
Yeah.
Like, most of the time I play Cold War these days, it is to get a gun gold that I like to use in Warzone. That's like most of my time in Cold War now. And it's because, just like MW 2019, it could be a really good game if they fixed like 5 or fewer really big problems. in my eyes. That's what's so fucking frustrating about this franchise is it's not like a badly made game. It's like a lot of the stuff is really good and really cool and really polished. And then there's just like 3 critical massive errors that just ruin the whole thing. You know? I made this analogy before. It's like a perfect cheeseburger, brioche bun, medium rare, Wagyu beef, fucking your favorite toppings and cheese, all freshly fucking milked from the cow and picked from the garden. And then you just piss all over the bun. It's like,
oh no.
Yeah, you've ruined, like, it's a great burger. But I don't care how good the burger is. If you piss on it, I don't want it anymore. That doesn't sound appetizing anymore. Even though the core constituents are excellent, you've ruined it by pissing on it. And in the case of MW 2019, there were, 3 people peed on it. There was I can't see people. There was terrible dog shit map design, and there was no traditional mini map. There are other problems. Those were the 3 that come to mind right now. Cold War's kind of the same way. But my next question here. If it's World War II and it's very futuristic-y, how do you tie that in to Warzone? Because they brought the Cold War weapons to Warzone. Are they going to bring fucking laser cannons to Warzone too? What are your thoughts?
It's going to be M1 Garand with a VLK 3.0 optic, basically. This is my guess. Or what they're going to do, like, before I thought about the whole futuristic thing, I thought, what if it was literally 2 squared and they're just doing another World War II game? How does an M1 Garand translate to compete with an FFAR or, a Kilo, whatever? Like, how do you have all these different attachments that do these various things? Optics is what really comes to mind, because you could get creative with like what Cold War did with like these different wraps. Like, oh, we got this different, let's do leather wraps, whatever. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like just different kind of cosmetic differences between the attachments, but different functions. But for optics, that's technology. Like, so how does an M1 Garand have a 4x optic? Are they just going to give it a bigger aperture on the rear sight and just zoom in more when you're using it? It's still iron sights, but you just equipping 4x zoom. Like, how the fuck do they do that? That's my initial thought. But if it's if it's like Wolfenstein to where it's futuristic, then they can get away with making up whatever bullshit they want. They did that in Call of Duty World of War. They added like red dots and shit. So who's to say they don't do it again? I didn't play World War II, so I don't know how that game was, but
they definitely had red dots in World War II.
So yeah. But did they really?
No, I hear you. Yeah.
That's what people are going to get mauled about.
Yeah. So that's when you consider that they're going to wrap the guns from COD 2021 into Warzone, the futuristic kind of theory makes a lot more sense, because you're right.
It has to be.
Exactly. Like, how are you going to have, Thompson submachine guns with iron sights and no attachments to speak of compete with a fucking MP5 with a 5 milliwatt laser on it? You're not. You'd either have to have the audacity to, again, put attachments on a gun that didn't exist for decades afterward, decades afterward, or you change the game and make it all fucking weird and futury, and then add those guns in. And I think that does make more sense.
Imagine the PPSH-41. Do you know what that submachine gun is?
I know it from World War II. It's like a grease gun, right?
It's the insane rate of fire on that gun.
Mm-hmm.
High capacity magazine.
Yeah.
Imagine that in Warzone. Like, that would just shred. Everybody would die immediately. The time to kill would be 100 milliseconds. You would just be dead the moment you're in their line of sight. Like that gun has always been super, super good in every war.
It was very good in Call of Duty World War II, actually.
It's
I
just
really
rate of fire. And Warzone, rate of fire is the most important thing for the most part because of the
real and true. Yes.
Because of the shit 20 tick rate of the servers. Like the servers servers refresh so slow in that game that high rate of fire is necessary. So anytime that your crosshair is on where the hitbox is, the more bullets that hit that spot, the more damage you're going to do. It doesn't matter how much damage per bullet you do. You want more bullets to hit. And I experimented with the Stoner and the M60 with my zoom-in build with all the movement speed attachments. The M60 has the same movement speed as the Stoner in Warzone when built that same way, but it just does not do the damage because if you miss a single shot, you're fucked.
Exactly.
It's high rate of fire or bust.
Yep. And I've been saying that for a long time. You're absolutely right, because especially in an online environment, like if you have a gun that has an RPM of like 200 and it does like 1,000 damage per shot, or a gun that has 1,000 RPM that does 200 damage or 180 damage per shot. Gun number one technically has the faster TTK, but in an online environment with Activision servers, stop it. I don't care what the time to kill is. Use the gun with a higher fire rate. Because even if you landed the shot, the server will fuck you and you'll miss a bullet. And the slower the rate of fire, the more costly missing one bullet is. Yeah. And the more of a penalty you incur on your time to kill.
The slower the rate of the fire, the higher the room for window, like the room for error.
Yes.
I should say.
Exactly. And also, with the low tick rate servers, this is why we're in an AUG meta in Warzone right now. You guys are perhaps familiar with this fun and exciting phenomenon where you're at full plates and then you're dead. And you're like, what happened? If you're new to first-person shooters online, I'll tell you what happened. It's called a super bullet. This is what they call it in online shooting games. This phrase has been around for a long time. It's called a super bullet. What does that mean? It means if the server had a 1,000 hertz tick rate, you would have gotten shot, and you're getting shot with a fast fire rate weapon. Your game would have registered bullet 1, 2, and 3, and you would have taken damage in those 3 increments if the refresh rate of the server was high enough to match the fire rate or exceed the fire rate of the gun you got shot with. But when you have dog shit low tick rate servers like Activision does, then even though you're getting hit with 3 separate bullets, the server hasn't refreshed yet, even though you've gotten hit with a burst and a half of an AUG. So you've gotten shot with 4 different bullets, but you don't register them until you register them all at once. And then you're dead.
Yep.
And that's called a super bullet. It's really so what really happens is you got shot with 4 separate bullets, but server side, what happened is that you went from full health to instantly taking all 4 of those separate bullets as damage at the same time, as if you got shot with 1 super bullet. And that happens all the time, and that's another reason really fast fire rate weapons are super good online, is that you can bundle bullets and just cheese people and just one frame them. And that happens all the time with an AUG, dude. I will get AUG super bulleted by like 1.5 bursts all the time. And that's why you feel like, oh, I had no chance. I was full health, and then I was dead because I got super bulleted. Get shit on. And you have to be familiar with this, Bang, I'm sure.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been bitching about that for like, I want to use every single weapon in the game. I want to try it out. I want to find out what's good about it, what sucks about it. How can I equip various attachments to counter the weaknesses, make it viable, make it effective in some way, shape, or form? I always come back to this. High rate of fire wins.
Yep.
Every single time.
Yep.
And that's due to tick rate. Like
100%.
CSGO, the matchmaking servers for just like the standard public matchmaking was 64 tick. That's 3 times as much as Warzone.
64 is pretty good too, by the way.
And I used to bitch about that. I used to be like, oh my God, these tick servers are shit compared to the ESEA 120. They're so much better, blah, blah, blah. But dude, I wish we had 64 tick servers with Warzone. There's just as many people playing the game. Okay, not really, but Activision makes enough money, they can pay for the
absolutely.
bandwidth.
Yeah, of course.
If they want Warzone to be their vision going forward, they need to make it a quality game. But when somebody pushes up on you and you can't hear them, maybe that is because of tick rate, because the server hasn't refreshed their fucking player location yet. Have you noticed that sometimes you get killed, you're dead on the ground, and then you hear the footsteps? Have you heard that? I have. I've had that happen to me.
I haven't
multiple
noticed.
times.
I'm sure it's happened thow.
I'm
usually streaming by then,
dead.
so when I hear the delayed footsteps, I can only hear my own voice just fucking bang, or my own hand just banging my desk. By the way, for those of you listening who are wondering what the fuck a tick rate is, server tick rate means how often the game server you're on refreshes information. So it's exactly the same as frames per second, or like monitor hertz, if you're familiar with those concepts. Server tick rate is the same thing, but instead of visual data, it's just like game data, like information.
Sadly, it's the most important thing.
Yes.
You could have a dog shit frame rate, dog shit internet, and still shit on kids because you're better at them, because the servers update fast enough to where their player location is where it is. Your bullets are mid-flight exactly where they're supposed to be. And like, that's just it. Like, if the servers are slow and you have all these frames, you're still at the mercy of the shit servers. You're still at the mercy of getting shot when you're 10 feet behind a door frame, even though kill cam, you're frame. But on your screen, you're halfway up a staircase.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter because the servers are so slow, that information isn't updated fast enough.
True. Exactly. It's
server
super
infrastructure is super important.
Yeah, and it sucks too, because like, let's say you're on a PS4, even 120 frames, okay, and 120 hertz monitor. What you see on your screen is not reflected in the actual game. So you could be behind a wall on your screen, but the server hasn't updated yet, so you're not behind the wall yet as far as the game is concerned. And this is the very fun and exciting experience of dying behind a wall. This ever happened to you guys? It has. Hey, let me answer that. Of course it has. It's happened to everyone. Let me explain to you what's happening. You're not insane. You're not crazy. You were behind the wall, King. Trust me. I know you were. I believe you. You were behind the wall on your screen, but the server didn't update yet. So you got shot when you saw yourself behind the wall, but the server did not know you were behind the wall because it was still updating. It was still refreshing. It was still doing a tick. So that's how you died behind a wall, because you looked like you were behind the wall on your screen, but according to the game, you weren't. So bullets could still hit you, even though you weren't actually there on your screen. That's what tick rate means. So the higher the tick rate of a server, the more accurate your screen and the server, the more correlated those are, the more tightly correlated they are. Anyways, all of that to say, World War II Vanguard. Tom Henderson is saying it's like an alternative reality World War II game. And that would imply some interesting mechanics, a little more futuristic weaponry. Even futuristic by 40 standards would probably bring it up to the 80s or so. I don't know. I mean, anywhere in theory, it's made up, but it'll make it such that the weapons will be, in theory anyway, viable in Warzone to compete with modern weaponry. So I'm excited that there is potential here as far as the setting, a futuristic World War II setting. The potential for multiplayer is good if they do it right. The potential for a story is very good, since again they aren't tethered to facts, so they can make shit up. And you know, credit where credit's due. Activision's very good with the narratives, very good with the storytelling. The writings is pretty fucking good. The character development, I mean, there are iconic figures in the campaigns, and for good reason. So if they have their own story to tell, then, you know, that could be really fun too. Not that I care too much about that. But the real question is going to be, who's the developer? And how deep inside of that developer will Activision be? That's where we will find out if it's going to be a good game or not. So those are my thoughts. Anything to add on this World War II here, Bang?
No, I think we covered it. I just hope it's good. I hope it's not a waste of time. Hope money.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, why do people play video games? To, you know, have fun, enjoy their time. People spend 60 United States dollars or whatever their dollar is from their country. That's a lot of money. I mean,
yeah,
maybe not to some, but when you spend $60 on a game and you don't like it, that sucks. That feels really bad.
It doesn't feel great. Yeah.
Like, because there are times where that thought's going to pop through your head. Like, man, I spent $60 in there. Man, I got scammed into $100 on that Ultimate Edition. And that game sucks.
Yeah.
Like, there's nothing worse. And there's nothing worse than having your hopes up for an entire year because maybe you didn't like the previous release. You weren't a fan of Cold War, so you're really looking forward to World War II squared. And then it sucks.
Yeah. I know.
There's nothing worse than that. And then that's why people jump franchises. That's why people are looking forward to Battlefield 6 so much.
True.
Because Call of Duty has been in a rough spot.
They've forsaken them. Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
Exactly. Yeah. So, I mean, we'll see. And last point, because you brought it up. Good point. Hey, if you're optimistic for this game, don't be. Activision will fuck it up. I don't see them like letting the developer do developer things next year. Warzone's making them a ton of money, so Activision's going to make sure that it's integratable to their standards. Not that they did a great job with Cold War. So they're going to get their grubby publisher hands all over it. And no matter how good the dev team, Activision will manage to fuck it up. How hard they fuck it up, I don't know. So if you're a deluxe edition purchaser, don't do that. If you have a lot of money, go for it. But if money's even relatively tight, I promise you, not worth the $80. It won't be. It's probably not going to be good. If I was a betting man, I would say next COD, not going to be good. But maybe it'll be a fun expansion, a 60 United States dollar Warzone expansion pack where you can use other weapons in Warzone. That's how you should think of COD 2021 Wolfengardenstein van. That's
Wolfengard.
Yes, you should not think of it as a new Call of Duty game or new experience. You should think of it as Call of Duty Warzone 2021 expansion pack number 2. Where you can buy it to level up guns to use in Warzone. That
is such a good point.
Yeah. That's how most people use Cold War. That's how I use Cold War. You know?
With Activision saying that they're going forth, that I don't doubt that every single Call of Duty going forward is just going to be shit. The way that Cold War was, it's going to just be like just.
Yeah.
There's going to be no content upon release. Like you're saying, it's about leveling up your guns in a different format to use in Warzone. There's going to be like 4 maps for 30 game modes, and you're going to get 10 guns to use across all of that.
Exactly.
Just to level up for Warzone for the next 5 years.
Well, here, let me add a note of optimism. COD 2021, probably going to be shit because they're going to try and integrate it into this iteration of Warzone. COD 2022, they could do a way better job on. Because
Yes.
I think what happened was that when they released Warzone, they didn't know that it was going to be the cash cow that it is. So they didn't appropriately plan from the beginning to integrate 3 or 2 of the next Call of Duties into Warzone. That's my guess. I don't know, but that's my guess. How terrible the updates have been seems to imply they probably weren't ready for the journey we've been on together thus far, right? But COD 2022, if they develop a new game, a new Call of Duty game on a new engine from the ground up with a new BR, Warzone 2, and they know in the back of their minds, we need to develop this game in such a way that we can also continue using it for the next 3 years to integrate 2 future titles into, that might be good. I have more hopes for COD 2022 than COD 2021 for that reason.
I would agree.
Yeah.
Like,
Go ahead.
what do you think COD 2022 would be? What's your guess?
Oh boy. Like setting?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. What do you think it's going to be? Because I have my guess.
Let's assume World War II Wolfengard is going to be the actual next game. That would be like a futuristic title, which would mean we had modern, past, future, back to modern warfare 2.
Okay. I agree. That was it. Because the remastered campaign has files within it that are modern. Jesus Christmas Christ. Multiplayer related. There's multiplayer related files within that game that were data mined.
Yes.
So how fun would it be to have some of those guns back in Warzone? Dude, UMP 45.
ACR.
ACR
could potentially be really good in Warzone.
I don't want the ACR because there's no recoil, right? Too easy.
It would be a kilo. Yeah.
The intervention, the UMP 45.
Good old Umpy boy.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
What else was good in that game? There was a lot.
There was a fun and exciting Model 1887 shotgun. That was cool.
That was funny. Glock 18s akimbo.
Oh my. Yeah. Well, hopefully they do a couple balance passes before release if they're doing MW2.
Yeah. I wouldn't put it past them not to.
Yeah. So anyway, that's that, boys and girls. Bang. Thank you very much for joining me, young man. This is your second appearance on the program. I appreciate you coming on and saying your piece. This was a fun episode, even though apparently I have a tonsil stone. So sorry for the interruptions. I apologize. I wish I had known it was going to happen. I swear to God, been fine all day. Right when the podcast starts, I'm like, dude, there's like something in my throat. So that's fun and exciting. But anyways,
so nervous.
Bango, thank you for joining us. Not nervous. I'm annoyed. I feel it every second. It's very annoying. I want it out of my dumb fucking throat. Anyways,
It sounds like a tonsil stone.
Yeah, maybe. I'm gonna go look into it right now. But where can the good people find you? Where's the best way to reach you, follow you, support you? And of course, all of your links will be in the show notes. But where can we find you, brother?
Well, first place you should look for me is at Twitch at McBango, McBango. That's where you're going to find me most active. I have a Twitter too, which is at Bango_MC. I don't know why they flipped that shit around. And then I got a TikTok too. I don't post too much on it now. I will in the future. That's McBango TTV. But best place to find me is at Twitch. I stream just about every day. Do a lot of solo gameplay. Do a lot of sniping. A lot of strategic gameplay. So me, compared to most solo players, I'm aggressive as fuck in solos. I usually don't stop moving. If I find a good position within circle, yeah, you'll camping. But I just run around like an idiot. Like I have no plan. My plan is to not have a plan, to just play battle royale. Just
You play
react to what's
very
going on.
traditional BR style,
Yeah.
like it's PUBG.
It's a battle royale.
Yeah, it
right?
makes sense.
So,
Yeah, which is fun to
yeah.
watch. That's my point. Yeah.
Yep. Twitch.tv/McBango. Find me there. I stream week. Typically in the afternoons. Otherwise, interact with me on Discord at the Dropshot Discord. Which join the fucking Discord.
True.
Right?
True. Yeah. So thank you, Bang. I appreciate it. Once again, all of the links to young McBango will be in the show notes. Absolutely give him a watch on Twitch. Give him a follow. Give him a fucking sub. Give him a gifted sub. Give him 5 gifted subs.
Ooh, yeah.
You know the fucking vibes. Very, very good player at everything. Definitely a sniper specialist. 2-point-something Warzone KD. Very good player. Very fun to watch. If you sub to him, he'll bring up his real-life spotter scope, which is both fun and exciting. There it is. The good old fucking Bango spotter scope right there. And we'd love to see that. So thank you again, Bang. I'm going to let you go and wrap this bitch up. But once again, brother, really appreciate it.
Yeah, you bet, man. Thanks for having me on.
Of course. And we will have you back. Don't you fucking worry, dude. So.
Oh, shit.
You know the fucking vibes, dude. You know the vibes.
Yeah, buddy.
All right, brother. Peace.
Peace.
All right, so that's Bango. Thank him again. Of course, his shit will be in the show notes. So that is gonna wrap up the program. Got a couple more announcements, or not announcements, acknowledgments to get to. Just a warning, I was gonna stream gameplay after the pod, but whatever is going on with my dumb throat is making me fucking mauled. It is so annoying, dude. It's like right there, and I can't get it. So I'm gonna go investigate that. So, sorry. Maybe I'll be live if I can figure it out. But I don't know. We'll see. Either way, there will be a break if I even come back at all. I will be ending the broadcast shortly. But anyways, a lot of love and support tonight. So where the fuck are we, boys and girls? Holy shit. This was a fun episode, by the way. Wasn't a huge, long ep. Very few changes to go over. And a couple news items, mainly World War II Vanguard is what was most interested in. That's why we talked about it the longest. Excuse me. But, you know, that plague event is pretty interesting to me too. Everything else we kind of already knew was coming, like Verdansk getting nuked and etc. But nonetheless, a fun episode. It was really good talking to Bang and to get his thoughts on everything. And I hope you guys enjoyed it. So, Face Esquire with the gifted sub to Mrs. Dropshot, aka Sierra. I need to VIP her again, even though she's fucking, well, it's Tanner commandeered her account and then was a dipshit. So, fuck me. Hold on 1 second. There we go. Maybe. Okay. Anyways, Face, thank you for the gifted sub to young Miss Sierra. Very much appreciate it, dude. Face Esquire, who streams now, I believe. Twitch.tv/Face Esquire. I gotta check you out. But I think I saw some clips and you were saying sniping is so easy. It's so easy. That was a nasty like quad feed you hit with the sniper. But anyway, thank you, Face. Appreciate it. Toady Boy with another 100 bits. You love to see that. Thank you, Mr. Toad. I appreciate you, dude. Brown Note. 11 months with the Prime. Let's absolutely go. Brown Note. Thank you, dude. This is the Brown Note, he said. Thanks. Got it. I can see the name. Appreciate you reminding me in the message, though. Much love, dude. Welcome back. 11 months. One more month for your fucking year sub, dude. Your year Badgerino. You'd love to see it. You know the fucking vibes, dude. So I appreciate that. And you know, welcome back again, Brown Note. Gifty Boy with 100 bits. Let's go. Gift, thank you, dude. Even though you said the dumbest thing in you said rats. It wasn't that dumb, but it was just out of context. You know the vibes. Gifty Boy, love you, dude. Appreciate you. Thank you for the 100 biddies. And I'm anticipating you streaming soon too, bitch. Mr. PC bitch gift. You are a streamer at heart. You need to turn on the fucking OBS, right? So thank you for the bits, dude. The Tiberius 07. Subscribe for 2 months in advance at tier 1. Let's go, dude. Tiberius. Tiberius is a strong name, dude. I remove the numbers, of course, but 2 months in advance at tier 1. A lot of faith in me. Appreciate it, dude. Now, hopefully I'm not kicked off of this platform in 2 months, or you've been scammed. But you kind of got scammed anyway, didn't you? So, anyways. Tiberius, thank you, dude. Appreciate the support. Appreciate the faith in the program. You're very brave, but I appreciate it. Toady Boy with another gifted sub. Toad going off tonight, dude. I love you, Toad. Thank you again, brother. Face with a gifted sub again of his own. Legendary Face Esquire. Longtime supporter, longtime listener, longtime debater. We'd love to see it. Mr. Face, thank you for another gifted sub. Appreciate you, dude. BBMF, 10 months at tier 1. Gang, gang. Gang, gang. Indeed, dude. BB. Another long-time support. A lot of long-timers tonight, dude. Any long-timers in the chat? Love to see that, dude. You know the vibes, as the kids say. So, BB, thank you for the 10 months, dude. Welcome back. And the gifted sub. You love to see that, BB. Thank you, brother. Appreciate you. Self high five. 3 months at tier 1. Welcome, dude. Welcome back. Enjoy your new 3-month fucking badge, brother. I appreciate that. Hope you enjoyed this episode. Hope all of you enjoyed it. And of course, last but certainly not least, McBango. Thank you for joining me tonight. Thank you for taking time out of your day. Thank you for entertaining the program during my tea intermission. Tea didn't help, by the way. But it was a valiant effort anyway. So I appreciate you, stepping in Tanner's stead. And I, of course, appreciate the very unnecessary but accepted 4 gifted subs, dude. Let's go. A lot of love, a lot of scratch, a lot of support. Thank you, McBango. Appreciate you, dude. Great to have you in this community, man. An excellent addition to the community. A lot of you guys are very community focused here. Join the fucking Discord, of course, and you love to see it. And Bango is absolutely one of those people. So thank you for all of that, Bang. And of course, for the 4 gifted subs. Really appreciate it, brother. Really fucking appreciate it. So with that, we are going to wrap this bitch up. Reminder, at the Dropshot Pod on Twitter, go try to go see the pinned tweet. It has the schedule for this week. We've got the gunfight tournament on Friday. We've got the patron call-in Q&A on Saturday. We've got hangouts. We've got streams, a ton of shit in the next 3 days. So go to the Twitter, follow it, of course, and then peep the schedule, because we've got a lot of fun shit coming up. And it's going to be really interesting. And the gunfight tournament thing is going to be totally new. So come watch the train wreck that will happen
Squad W
live. That's Trainwrecks TV, by the way. So do that. Once again, patreon.com/thedropshot is the absolute best way to support this program. You get, for $5, you get 4 bonus eps a month. For 10 or more, you get 5 bonus eps a month and other shit too. So go to the website. It's the best way for you to support us, and you get the most out of it. So if you want to spend money on the podcast, go see a neurologist, and also do it on Patreon first. And then if you want to waste even more money, you can do it elsewhere. But Patreon's the best way for you and for us. Patreon.com/thedropshot. You patrons are the lifeblood of this program. So anyways, boys and girls, hope you enjoyed. Thank you for being here live. MP, again, thank you for the raid. This is a fun broadcast, a fun little guitar stream in the beginning. If it felt a little weird, it is because I am so annoyed right now, because it feels like there is something in my throat, And that's been the case the entire stream. So sorry. It wasn't Bango's fault. Bango did an excellent job. It is me. There's something in my throat and I need to rip it out. Well, I can't make that joke. Anyways. With that said, that's going to wrap this bitch up. Might be back for some gameplay later. Probably not. I don't know. We'll see. If I can get this whatever the fuck out of my throat, then perhaps I will do that. So thank you all for listening. Thank you for watching. Thank you for the support. A lot of love tonight. Have an excellent evening, boys and girls, of course. And as always, please remember, stay humble. Stay humble. Thanks for watching this episode of the Dropshot, a Call of Duty podcast. Be sure to like and subscribe because in addition to full episodes like this, we've also got clips from the show, as well as gameplay breakdowns and more on the channel. The show is streamed live on twitch.tv/Razanon every Wednesday and Saturday at 7 p.m. Pacific time. So give us a follow over there, make sure to turn on notifications, and you can chat with us live during the podcast. And of course, we are available wherever you listen to podcasts. Just search for the Dropshot on your favorite podcast app and make sure to give us a follow. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you next time. And as always, remember, stay humble.